What is happening? Welcome back to another video. Here I have a whole bunch of parts to do a budget DIY mountain board build. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, here are a whole bunch of parts for a DIY mountain board build. I picked up this deck in the early Matrix 1 trucks for just over 200 bucks. I had some tramper bindings. I've got the chain and sprocket kit and also got another set of adapters off Liam from Radium. This battery was the 12S 4P pack that was in that blue longboard that I was going to put up for sale, but I ended up thinking about reconfiguring it into a mountain board. They were the motors on that longboard setup. I picked up some mounts from ISDT. This is an old Enclosure that I had. So I do not have much money in this build at all, and it is still going to be a really good build. These are uncensored motors, which is a shame. So depending how we can get HFI set up, we might have a bit of cogging on takeoff, no big deal. In that longboard, I ran this battery, those motors, and the Unity, but my Bro build now needs that Unity from the Stormcore that played up. So I don't have an ESC for this thing yet, but I should have one turning up in the next week or so. Let's get into it. These are some second-hand MBS Rockstar hubs and tires that I found. I bought these off Vince, so shout out to Vince for these. Gave me a pretty good deal on them. I'll pump these up and whack them on. And these are the Idea TB mounts. And these look freaking sick. And they really weren't that expensive compared to a lot of mounts on the market. So yeah, went with them. They look good. So we'll slap them on. All right, now I want to leave them pretty loose for now. Let's try and get the rear wheels together with the sprocket adapters on them. Alright, so unfortunately I had no bearings, so I had to pull the bearings out the front wheels just for now. Let's get this rear truck assembly together. We'll get some sprockets on here, some motors on the mounts, and yeah, see how we go. Alright, so the rear drive is all completely done. Chain and sprockets are on. Motors are adjusted. And yeah, I've got a couple other videos on how to fit this chain and sprocket kit if you want a more in-depth look at that. Next thing I'm going to do is mount the enclosure. There's a couple of holes here already. I might be able to reuse them. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Now this is just an old box. I'm sure it'll do the trick. Those holes are gonna almost line up, so I'll just have to put one more hole in it. So that worked out pretty good. All right, so I know this isn't perfect. It's gonna get the job done. I've packed these here just to keep the battery away from the nuts that are sticking through. I've got this here just to hold pressure down on it when the lid is shut, and it also helps keep the lid shut when there's pressure. I've got Velcro on the side, Velcro on the bottom, and I've got a bit of room here, and I'm thinking about mounting the ESC up here in the box and running the motor wires over the binding and straight into here. It'll be a nice clean build. It'll be the ugliest mountain board ever built, with the yellow and blue deck, the purple tires, the red motors, but it's gonna get the job done. So let's extend these motor wires into this box. All right, there we go. I got one motor done. I've ran out of wire, so I'm gonna have to go and pick some more wire up tomorrow and finish it off then. So yeah, I'll see you in a sec. The board definitely looks a little bit different since you've seen it last. That's because it's been about 2.5 weeks since I was last working on this, and I completely had the video done with the ESC and everything in it, and I had issues. So I've been sent an ESC to review, and we just couldn't get it to run right. It was giving me all sorts of fault codes through the ESC, so I've had to can it. We're gonna look further into it and sort out what's going on. I have a Unity sitting there, so let's whack a Unity in it and get this thing rolling. thing turned out sweet. It's such a fun little board. Chain and sprockets are good. It's nice, springy, light deck. And yeah, it feels quite good to ride. Some heel straps wouldn't go astray. But my mate that's looking to get into mountain boarding has never rode a mountain board before and wouldn't want to be completely locked in straight away. You'll want to get the feel for it first. So yeah, hopefully he comes on a few adventures with us. I'll try and do a video on his first experiences mountain boarding and see what sort of trouble he runs into. He's only used to riding an Evolve GTX with double kingpin trucks on street wheels. That's all he ever rides. So these things turn like an absolute boat compared to a GTR or a GTX with double kingpin trucks. It's really hard to get used to it, and it just feels like they don't turn at all. It's just something you get used to. You know, you learn to hop the front around and slide the back out a bit, and it's just a learning curve going from double kingpins to channel trucks. Now these are the Matrix 1s, so they don't turn anywhere near as good as the Apex Airs or the Matrix 2s, so they're even harder again. But yeah, it's really good setup just to get him into it and get the feel for it and see whether he likes it or not. Anyway, thank you guys so much again for watching. A huge thanks to my members. Love you guys, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.